to another Art and Talk. I hope everybody's doing well. Today, I just wanted this episode to flow a little bit, but I wanted the center of this topic to talk about how God is going to pull through for you. I just wanted to be a lot more vulnerable and honest in this episode because even though spring is coming and the sun has been coming out and the flowers are budding again and the trees have leaves on them again, I haven't been feeling the best. I haven't been feeling happy, to be completely honest. And I decided a month ago to fast. And just like aside from the Lenten season, I decided to fast and just deprive myself of social media, deprive myself of sugar, and just all the things that I use as distractions to keep me distracted and to keep me from feeling some really uncomfortable feelings that I didn't want to feel. And it was almost like I completely went sober, similar to somebody who is on a substance or who uses alcohol and decides to go sober. The withdrawal symptoms are just horrible because you're facing all the emotions that you have been hiding or you haven't been trying to face, and then on top of that you're craving to go back to these things. And I compare it to that because I genuinely, every time I felt uncomfortable, every time I felt fear, I would turn to social media. Every time I felt anxious, I would turn to sugar and just like eating my feelings away. And so this is like one of the first times I've really fully like cleaned my diet of that. And every time I felt nervous, every time I felt anxiety, I didn't have social media or entertainment or sugar or any of that to turn to. I had to keep facing my feelings, and a lot of things came up. A lot of spiritual warfare came up, and to be honest, I've been feeling like I've been walking around with a gray cloud hanging over my head, and it's just been really miserable. But in the midst of all of those things, I've still been doing the things that God has asked me to do, and I've still been following up on some initiatives to help and give back to other people. And currently in university, I'm part of a group, and I'm the vice president of the group for my program, which is social work. And basically, when I was in first year, I started this initiative called Project Resourceful, and this is where I was living on my residence, and we had so much money left in meal plans, and the school was just going to take that money back. Like, each of us had like $2,000 left on our meal plans, and so I decided to collect a group of people to donate their funds towards people experiencing homelessness. And I teamed up with our catering services, and we made a bunch of food and meals and candy in bulk, and we gave it out to the homeless population and served over 200 people. It was extremely successful. We raised about $2,600, so it was a great initiative. But this year I ran into a roadblock because the school's meal plan system had changed, and I'm no longer living on residence. I have an apartment now, and so there's no way to continue the project with the original meaning of it, which was using the meal plans to pay for these meals for people experiencing homelessness. But I wanted this project to carry into its second year, and I wanted it to be a defining thing that we did to show that we're not just dedicated to students, but also dedicated to the community around us. And currently where I live, there's a huge homeless population that the city just doesn't seem to care about. But I say all that to say, I was really stressing, and we are entering, like, I only have 2 more weeks until this initiative gets started, and I promised another homeless shelter that we would donate, and so I'm trying to expand the project to 2 shelters. And I had been asking everybody for funding. My group no longer had funding to fund the project. We couldn't do it through the meal plans anymore, and I had multiple meetings with so many people. I was basically running around trying to find if anybody could fund the initiative so we could give back to the homeless population, and I kept running into no's. I kept running into walls, dead ends, and I got really discouraged because this project genuinely came from a very a place of grief, I would say. It was during the month of December where it may be the most cheerful, most time of unity for people, and it's also the most lonely, most sad time for a lot of people as well. And I was doing a lot of donating, but all I could think about was how lonely it must be for some people who don't have family or who, turn to their addiction when they're looking for comfort. And so I was meditating on some Bible verses, and I meditated on 1 John. I'm not sure what the chapter or the verse is, but I will put that in the video. And it said, what good is it if you have a bunch of money and you have extra to give and you don't extend compassion to someone else? Is the love of God in you? Can you really say the love of God is in you if you haven't extended compassion to someone else and you have enough to help them? That's basically what the verse was saying, and I thought that was just perfect because we had more than enough, and I feel like we rarely ever think to extend that to other people. And so anyways, I say all that to say I just kept running into roadblock after roadblock, and I had to do the uncomfortable thing, and I had to ask for money from the school, and I was really nervous. I didn't think they would say yes, but God told me, like, the worst they can say is no, and then you can move on and try something else, but you will never know what answer they're going to give you unless you ask them. And so it took weeks, and I wasn't hearing any replies from them. I followed up with an email, and I'm like, hey, can you please let me know what you're deciding on? This is pretty urgent. I have to put in the meal request. I have to do all of these things. If you're choosing to fund us, just let me know. And I got an email today saying that they would fund us $1,500, which is more than enough to get this initiative going. Now, last year we did raise $2,600, but we have enough to at least fund one homeless shelter, and I'm also expecting money from another place that I was audacious enough to ask, and so we will have enough money to move forward with this project. And I guess I say all that to say, like, sometimes God will show up in the nick of time, and I know sometimes that could make us a little anxious. I know sometimes that makes us a little worrisome, but if we really trust in God, and if we really trust in who we're asking and what we're asking him for, then we never have to worry if he shows up today, if he shows up tomorrow, if he shows up early, if he shows up quote unquote late according to our timeline. He's going to show up. And for me, he showed up in the nick of time, and it brought me to tears, but it was tears of joy because, like I said at the beginning of this episode, I've just been miserable. I've been really dying to myself. I've been really stripping myself of things, and I've come to a lot of conclusions during this season of fasting that were really hard to come to. I've been grieving a lot of past versions of myself and things I thought would happen. I have been facing loss after loss after loss. I feel like there has been death all around me. Like, everywhere I turn, someone's losing this person, someone's losing that person. The world is just going crazy, and it reminds me of Psalms 91, verse 5 through 7, where it's just like God says, don't fear the darkness, or don't fear the arrows that come in the day, and all of those things. I'll put that in the video, but it reminds me of those verses, and it's just like, though 1,000 fall at your side and 10,000 are dying around you, these evils will not touch you. And it just reminded me of that because so many things are happening, and it feels like everything around me is collapsing. And I feel like even though this project doesn't directly benefit me in any way, it just feels really good to know that I'm not the only one that has to be miserable, and that other people can experience joy, and that I'm able to give that to them, and I'm able to provide that for them despite the way that I'm feeling. And I guess it brought me to joy, in which I haven't felt in a really long time, because it just felt so good to know that I can help someone, that I can make people feel better, that I could put a warm meal in people's bellies. And I plan on making it very personalized. I plan on, putting in stickers and candy and Bible verses and stuff like that, and giving them little goodie bags, and just really making their day. And I'm just so grateful that I had the opportunity to do this. And like I said, God will always pull through, and he will do it for his glory, but he'll also do it for your good, because in that moment I praised him and I thanked him for it. But it was the first time that I felt good in a really long time. And so I encourage you today that if you're believing in God for something, or if you've just been hitting dead end after dead end, and you've been taking loss after loss, I dare you to hope again. I dare you to be audacious enough to ask again and try again. And I know that you're tired, and I know that it's been a lot, and I know the world is a lot right now. And if you're anything like me, I just want to curl up into a ball and hide until everything's over. But we can't do that. We have to stand tall. We have to be courageous. We have to be bold enough to get out there and fight. And in the moments where we feel really tired, or we feel like we can't fight anymore, we know that we can rest in the shadow of God's wings, and we know that we can rest in his presence and know that he will fight on behalf of us. and that greater is he that is in us than he that's in the world. And so I encourage you to pray again. I encourage you to hope again. I encourage you to ask again. And truly, if it's in God's will for it to happen, it will happen. If it's not, we can surrender that need to control these things. We can surrender that need to have things happen our way and just trust that things are happening the way that they need to. So I hope this episode encouraged someone today. I hope it didn't start off too depressing. But I think it's important to admit when we're not happy. I think it's important to admit when we're grieving or when we're having a hard time. Not admitting it is acting as if it doesn't happen or if it doesn't exist, and it does exist. And I want my channel to be a space where we can just be honest. If we're having the best season ever, we can rejoice in that and be happy. And if we're having a particularly difficult season, we can encourage each other. And so I just wanted to encourage you today by saying it can still happen for you. It can still happen for you. It will still happen for you. And I encourage you to believe again. So thank you for listening, and I hope you can join me next week on another Art and Talk.